Tuesday, 7 in the morning. For Arjun, it was just another ordinary day. Same blue shirt, same cup of tea that always went cold, same 8 minutes to get ready that somehow always became 20. Arjun moved through his mornings on autopilot. Tea, phone, keys, out the door, every single day the same sequence. On the refrigerator, a small note, 4 words, call Apper today, important. It had been there for 3 days, he had not seen it once. Out the door at 7:52, not a second thought, not a single glance back at the refrigerator. He walked the same route he always walked, eyes on his phone, never on the road, never on anything that actually mattered that morning. And then, a rush of wind, a sound, a flash, and then nothing, absolutely nothing at all. The alarm, the room, the same morning light. Arjun sat up gasping. It was Tuesday, again, exactly the same Tuesday. He checked his phone, Tuesday, the calendar, Tuesday, the news on TV, same headlines, same Tuesday. His mind refused to accept it. Second time around, he left earlier, took a completely different route, avoided the auto rickshaw street entirely. It didn't matter. Tuesday, 7 a.m., again. Loop 3, he called in sick and stayed in bed all day eating biscuits. Still reset. Loop 4, he tried warning the auto driver. The man looked at him like he was insane. Reset. Loop 5, he stopped the auto driver and argued about road safety for 12 full minutes. Loop 6, he tried running in the opposite direction of the entire city. Same reset. Always Tuesday. Always 7 a.m. After some point, he just stopped. Stopped counting. Stopped fighting. Stopped trying different routes and different plans. He sat on the edge of his bed and stared at the floor. This, he thought, might be forever. 10 loops, 20, maybe more. He had lost count completely, but somewhere deep in that loop, something was waiting to be found. And then Arjun had a realization. If it all resets anyway, why suffer? He started treating the loop like a free pass. Expensive breakfast, no bill to worry about. Consequences? None. Reset incoming. He went to the office and told his boss every honest thing he had been thinking for 3 years. His boss's face went through 6 different emotions. Then, reset. Arjun woke up Tuesday, still smiling. Without the pressure of his normal day, he started noticing things. A child's balloon. An old man who needed directions. A shopkeeper struggling with a heavy box. He helped them all. Reset. But something shifted. One morning, one of the many Tuesday mornings, he sat on a park bench and did nothing. No phone. Just watched. The city moved. He sat still, and for the first time in years, he actually saw it. He started keeping track, writing down everything he had tried. Different routes, different timings, staying in, going out. Nothing worked. But what if the loop wasn't about the accident at all? What if it was about something else entirely? He began retracing his mornings, every step, every corner of the apartment, the bathroom, the kitchen, the hallway, looking at his own life like a stranger seeing it for the first time. And then he stopped, in front of the refrigerator. The note, 4 words, call Apper today, important. It had been there every single morning, and every single morning he had walked right past it. Something cracked open inside him. Call Apper today, important. He read the words slowly, fully, for the first time in 3 days, and he knew, somewhere deep in his chest, that this was it. This was what the loop was about. Apper, his father, living alone in a small town 2 hours away. Arjun tried to remember the last time he had actually called, not texted, actually called and spoken. He couldn't remember. That alone told him everything. He opened the call log. Last call to Apper, 47 days ago. 3 minutes long. 3 minutes in 47 days. And Apper had called 3 times. Arjun had seen them, and thought, I will call back later. Later never came. The last real conversation, they had argued about nothing. Whether Arjun ate properly, whether he called enough. The usual father-son friction. Arjun had been too proud to call back first. So he waited, and waited, until 47 became the number. Apper had called 3 times. He never left a voicemail, because what would he say? Come back to me. That wasn't his way. He just called, and waited, and called again, the way fathers do. And sitting there, Arjun was completely honest with himself for the first time. He had not called because he was busy. He had not called because he forgot. He had not called because he was too proud to be wrong, to be the one who reached out first. And his father had waited. He had chosen to be right instead of being close. That one sentence landed in his chest like a stone. All those days, all that silence, for the sake of pride that would not even remember its own reason in 10 years. The loop was not punishing him. It was not bad luck, not the universe playing games. It was a mirror, forcing him to stand still long enough to see the one thing he had been running from, himself, and the phone call he had been too proud to make. But knowing and doing are two completely different things. His thumb hovered over Apper's name. What would he say? Sorry felt too small. An explanation would sound like an excuse. He had been silent so long that every opening word felt wrong. He stood there, frozen. Not by the loop this time, by something far older and far harder than any time loop. Pride, and the fear that comes with letting it go. And then Arjun did what he had not done in 47 days. He pressed call. No rehearsed apology, no planned speech, just the sound of the phone ringing. One ring, two rings, and then, a voice. Apper answered on the first ring, his voice, slightly rough from the morning, slightly surprised, completely warm, no anger, no complaint, just, "Da, you called." That was all he said, just, "You called." They talked for almost an hour, about nothing important, cricket, the neighbor's dog, whether the monsoon had come yet. They did not speak directly about the argument. They did not need to. Both of them knew, and both of them chose, in that hour, to simply be father and son again. After the call, Arjun sat with his tea and did nothing. Just Saturday. The weight he had been carrying for 47 days, that he hadn't even fully known was there, had quietly left, and in its place, just space. He walked to the refrigerator and peeled the note off carefully, held it in both hands. Read it one last time. Call Apper today. Important. Done. Finally, done. That night, for the first time in however many loops he had lived, Arjun slept peacefully. No dread, no alarm panic, no rehearsed plans for the next morning. Just sleep, clean, unguarded, honest sleep, like a child who has said sorry and been forgiven. And the next morning, Arjun woke up, alarm rang, same room, same light. He lay very still, waiting. Then he picked up his phone, and looked at the date, Wednesday. It said Wednesday. The loop was over. One phone call, one honest hour, and the world moved forward again. Wednesday morning, the same street, the same route, but Arjun walked it differently. Phone in his pocket, eyes on the road, on the people, on the sky, on his own life, which he had spent so many Tuesdays rushing through without ever actually seeing. He was present, for the first time, truly present. Arjun's loop was never about the accident. It was never about the auto rickshaw or the street or the route. It was about the note on the refrigerator, about the call he had been too proud and too busy and too comfortable in his silence to make. Here is the thing about the people who wait for us: they don't wait forever. Not because they give up on us, but because time does not care about our pride. It moves, with or without the call. The calls we keep meaning to make, the ones we push to later, they have a way of becoming impossible before we ever realize it. And the hardest thing about Arjun's loop, most of us are living it right now, without the reset, without the second chance, just the Tuesday, rushing past the note. You don't need a time loop, you don't need an accident, you don't need the universe to force you still. You just need Tuesday morning, the quiet kitchen, and one honest look at the refrigerator. There is someone in your life right now, not angry, not waiting for an explanation, just waiting for your voice. You know who they are. You have known for a while. The question is not whether you should call. The question is, why haven't you? Call them today, not later. Today.